Welcome class 9. So now let's start with act 1 scene 1. Fine. So yesterday Bassanio told Antonio about his plan, what he has made to pay back his loans, and he quoted his childhood example. So Antonio is replying to his speech. He say, "You know me well, and herein spend but time to wind about my love with circumstances." Circumstances here means complicated manner. Fine. So Antonio told him, "You know me well, Bassanio. You know me very well, and herein spends but time." Spends means waste. So you are just wasting your time to win about my love with circumstances. You are just wasting your time in trying to win my love by talking in such a complicated manner. And out of doubt you do me now more wrong in making question of my uttermost, and out of doubt you do me now more wrong, and first of all you are just wasting time by talking in a complicated way to win my love instead of coming straightway to the point. And no doubt, without any doubt, you are surely doing me the greatest injustice in making question of my uttermost. You are doing me the great wrong. You are doing me the greatest injustice by doubting my willingness. Uttermost means willingness to help. You are doing me great injustice by doubting my willingness to help you to the utmost. Clear? Then if you had made waste of all I have, clear, you are doing me the greatest injustice by doubting my willingness to help you. Then you would be doing me by squandering all your wealth which you have taken from me, which I possess. Clear? So what he is doing, that you are doubting my willingness to help you, and by doing so you are doing me a great wrong, you are doing me a great injustice than you would do me if you spend all my wealth. Then do but say to me what I should do, that in your knowledge may be done by me, and I am pressed unto it, therefore speak. Then do but say to me what I should do. Sneha, you just tell me. Clear? You have to only tell me that you think that I can do for you, that in your knowledge may be done by me. In your opinion, whatever you think that should be done by me to help you, tell me, and I am pressed unto it. Pressed means ready. I am quite ready to do it, whatever you want me to do for you. Therefore, speak. Okay, so Bassanio told him about Portia. Look at it carefully, how he is describing Portia. In Belmont is a lady richly left. So now Bassanio gives him the introduction of Portia. He said, in Belmont there is a lady who has inherited a big fortune by her father, clear, who has inherited a great wealth, and she is fair, and she is beautiful, and fairer than the word. In fact, she is more beautiful that can be described by words. Of wondrous virtue, she is the lady of the wonderful qualities. Sometimes from her eyes I did receive fair speechless messages, and sometimes on certain occasions from her eyes I did receive fair speechless messages. I had received unspoken messages of love from her eyes. Her name is Portia. Nothing undervalues to Cato's daughter Brutus Portia. Clear? So again he is quoting here, referring here Cato's daughter. Fine, he said her name is Portia, and she is in no way inferior to that Portia who was the Cato's daughter and who then became the wife of Brutus. Fine. So Brutus was a great Roman general. Portia was his wife and she was very dignified lady. So he compared Portia to that Portia who was the daughter of Cato and wife of Brutus. So he said that she is in no way lesser than her, no way inferior to her. Nor is the wide world ignorant of her worth. Nor is this that the vast world, that this world is unaware of her great qualities. All the world know about Portia's great qualities. For the four winds blow in from every coast renowned suitors. And how he is saying that her virtues are known in all over the world, but he is saying from all, for the four winds blow in from every coast means from all the corners, from all the four directions, north, south, east, west. Clear? Renowned suitors from all the four directions. The eminent men are coming. Clear? Come eminent people, come important people. The princes are coming who want to marry her. And her sunny locks hang on her temples like golden fleece. Again, he is taking here an illusion, and I'll let you know what the illusion is. First, let's see the meaning of it. And her sunny locks hang on her temple like golden fleece. Now she's saying the princes from all over the country, all over the all corner of the world are coming to the country of Belmont. Clear? And her golden lock, her golden lock of hair, clear, hang on both sides of her face. Temple means here face, forehead. Her golden locks of hair hang on the both side of her face like a golden fleece. Now what is a golden fleece? This is a reference, this is an allusion that Shakespeare has taken from an ancient Greek legend, Greek stories. Clear? So fleece, we all know that it is a wool of the sheep or ram. And a famous hero whose name was Jason, clear, with his companion went on a dangerous voyage to skulkers on the east coast of the Black Sea, and he went there in search of this golden fleece. Where the golden fleece was, it was fastened to an oak by a local ruler, and it was guarded by, it was taken care by a dragon. So it was very dangerous task to get that golden fleece, but Jason got it. So what he is saying, he is comparing Portia's hair to the golden fleece, clear, which make her seat of Belmont Colchossus, and her resident at Belmont, it can be compared to the coast of Colchossus, where the golden fleece was there and many people came to find it. Strand and Colchossus strand we show, and many Jasons came in quest of her. Many men are coming to Belmont, clear, with their desire to marry her, just as the ancient hero Jason came to the shore of Colchossus to obtain the golden fleece. Similarly, many suitors, many princes are coming to Belmont to marry Portia. Had I but the oh my Antonio, had I but the means to hold a rival place with one of them, I have a mind presage me such thrift that I should questionless be fortunate. Clear? Presage means to foretell me something, telling beforehand. So what he is saying, oh my Antonio, had I but the means, oh my dear friend Antonio, if I had enough money, clear, to hold a rival place with one of them, if I had enough money to put myself on an equal footing with those wealthy suitors. If I had enough money to compete with those wealthy suitors, I have a mind presage me such thrift that I should questionless be fortunate. Then my mind foretells me that if I had enough money to equip myself, I would undoubtedly prove to be a successful suitor. I would be successful in getting married with Portia. Fine, children? So revise it carefully. Thank you.